So to make money betting on lucky 15s or this lucky 15 loophole, you really want to be picking bets that are going to be value bets. And if you can, just using sites, it's not absolutely essential by any means whatsoever, but it does help if you use sites that will give you bonuses for X amount of winners or double, triple, or even quadruple the odds on your lucky 15. For those of you who aren't really aware how lucky 15s work or what they are, I've placed a couple here. You can see I've got one over here with 10% bonus on it, and there is also one there with a 10% bonus. Couldn't get as high stake on this particular site based on the odds that I was taking, but still, if all of them come in, which obviously is rare, then you can win a considerable amount. So there's not too much variance here, which is ideal as well. You can see I bet £60 on this one by picking these horses, which had, lower odds overall. Okay, you can see that. So there's loads of bookies like FafaBet that you probably wouldn't look to use to make money via match betting or advantage play or whatever it is you're going to be using, because they just don't look as good. So the whole Lucky 15 idea opens up so many doors, because then you get the bonuses added in like this. And obviously, as you pick more horses with value on them, your overall EV is going to go up. So it allows you to get bets on where you probably couldn't anyway, or at least it would take you a lot of time. So, for example, you might have a race here. Okay, you might take this horse. You might have another one in this race. Blah blah blah. It doesn't, as long as they're value bets. It doesn't matter too much. And then you might have Haydock. Let's just say, I don't know what value these horses are. Likely they're negative because I haven't studied the odds. But you would just add 4 in. Now, if this one has got, let's say, 5% EV on it, that one's got 7%. If you add the two together, it's going to be 12%. Then if you have, let's say, 6% on this one, it's going to be 18%. And then 5% again, let's say, this lucky 15 might have 23% plus the bonus as well that you'll get if, all of them win or some of them win, or depending on the site you're using. So 23% flat EV plus all the EV from everything else. Now, when a bookmaker sees someone place a bet like this, so they'll go to multiples, go to lucky 15, typically a lucky 15 placer is going to be a gambler. It's very rare that someone is going to be placing lucky 15s, okay, for any other reason. Bookies haven't really caught on to this at all. That's why there's so much money to be made. But the best part, I would say, is that this is usually going to be using sites which you would have dumped before. That you'll have tons of these sites just waiting to be used and profited from. Like I said, FafaBet is not something anyone really looks to massively for profits. So using this lucky 15 loophole is the only way to compound all of this and add more and more EV bets in, and then put the overall rating of your bet up. Now, obviously, your stakes need to be very light, okay, based on your bankroll. You can't be betting a lot here because the odds are usually, relatively high. So you have to be sensible with that. Remember as well, on other sites, there's massive EV to be taken on football accumulators or lucky 15s. So you would pick a value bet there, let's say a value bet here and there. Again, I don't know whether they got value or not, but that's not the point. You would then go to lucky 15 again. Nice bonus there. So you might have 7% EV, 8% EV, 8% EV, and 2% EV. Okay, 25 or however much EV plus that bonus on top. And typically we will send out football bets as well, but they've got to be on sites where you've got the EV there. So the odds will be favourable, and then you're going to add on the things like the 2-up offer, etc. The only reason why the horse betting ones are valuable is because typically the place value is what gives you any weight. Okay, so you need to have an each way bet, because the fact that there's inefficiency for the bookmaker because they only will ever divide the odds by 5 or 4 or whatever it may be. But they can't escape giving you the value on that, like you would have seen on my 40 grand documentary profits that I've posted on my YouTube channel already. So it's a fantastic thing to do. I've just released it. It's a nice loophole if you want to get some extra cash. Absolutely bags and bags of EV. If you take 10 bets a day, let's say at 15% EV, and you stake, I don't know, however, let's say £60 a bet. 10 bets, £600, and then you're averaging 15% EV. Okay, it's £90 a day, and that's more or less similar to what I was doing on my other series. So, you may as well use the sites you're not using now. You may as well take advantage of all the perks they offer. Lucky 15s are great. If you want to do that, we can send you them every day. Just go underneath this video.